Hi guys!
Welcome back to Walking with Purpose.
Episode 2. How was your day, Claudia?
It was good.
Yes.
We actually had breakfast together, guys.
Oh yeah, we made chilaquiles. Well,
We tried.
attempted. Which, it was good though.
Spicy, but it was good.
Yes, you could eat it. As long as you could eat it, you're good. Question? Do you have questions for me? Do I start? You start?
You can start.
Okay. What was? Oh, yes. How was it that you came back to the right path again? Like, how did you come back to the church? Because you said you were raised Catholic and then switched, right?
To Christian, yeah.
Can you explain how that
The
process
transition?
was? Yeah.
Well, I want to say when I fully really understood what, being a Christian was when I got baptized.
When you got baptized? Yeah. How old were you?
I was 12 when I got baptized.
Under what church?
It was an apostolic church.
Okay.
Apostolic.
Yes, apostolic.
Sorry guys, I don't know how to say it. Yeah, but I was 12. So I think I got to that church when I was like 9 or 10. But I had started going with when I was little.
Okay.
So everything was different from like the kids' studies to like the youth studies.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, at first I think I started with the kids and then I went up to the youth.
Okay. So you would move on according to your age.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything was different because like in the Catholic churches, everybody stays together and just
Oh,
listen to.
okay, I get it now. Okay.
Misa.
Yeah.
But in the Christian church, obviously the kids have their own studies and the youth have their studies.
Okay.
Or sometimes the youth stay with the adults in
the main room.
Yeah.
Okay. That's nice.
But how did I realize that I wanted to walk? I guess in the path. Well, I would say like the moment that I realized that I knew that okay, there is a God and like He is real was when I told you about my dad because my dad used to have cancer.
Okay.
So I feel like that was the moment when he was healed. That I was like, okay, God, you're real, because.
And you mentioned the doctors were shocked as well.
Yeah, they didn't understand where did the cancer go or how did this happen?
Yeah.
So when science, that's to prove when science can't explain, that's when God steps in. Honestly, I feel like it had to do with faith because I feel like my dad had faith, that he was gonna be healed. He was like, I have nothing else to go to or call to, and if you're real, then please help me. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's when God came in.
Wow. And is there a specific reason why you changed from Catholic to Christian church?
I would just say it was most because again I was still in that I wasn't mature in mindset, so I would just follow with what my parents would say.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean it was mostly my dad. My dad was the one who pushed us to go first to the church. But the only difference was obviously the saints and stuff like that. I didn't see that in the Christian church.
Okay.
But I feel like I was mostly throughout, even when I was a Catholic, I feel like I was mostly me enseñaron to just pray to God.
Mm-hmm. You were more drawn to the connection.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anything else. So
yeah.
In that form, I don't think anything changed because I've always just gone to God and feel straight directly.
And then the church do you attend now? Do you feel like that's the church you... How do I say this? How long have you been assistant to this church?
The new church?
Yeah.
So currently, guys, I am going to my church. I am attending to Congregation of Yeshua in Franklin Park in Illinois. I don't know the address, but I could put it down below maybe. I've been going with that congregation. Actually, I've been with them for 7 years. 7, 8 years. Yeah, because I was 13, turning 14. I'm lying, guys. I think it's more like 9, 8 or 9.
9. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while now.
It's been a while.
And this is your spot. This is like where you feel, how do you say, like your safe space with God. This is like
Or no, like truth, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I feel like yes. Like this is where I feel like, because obviously, like, for me, like I said before, like for God, His name is Yahweh. If you go back to the origins of scriptures, that's where you would find that. Actually, like you would find the vowels only the YHWH.
Yeah.
They don't have the A, E. They don't have those vowels because back then they didn't, exist, I guess. But either way, like wherever I was, I always felt God. Like I felt like I knew God. That He revealed to me maybe His names or like more deeply into what the original story was. I feel like I know more. Like I know more stuff.
Yeah.
But do I feel Him any different? No. I feel like it's still the same God.
You've always had that
I've
solid
always had
connection, relationship.
Yeah. Maybe not a relationship solid because, like I said, like I've always, back then I fell off a lot. But it was always the same feeling. When you come back to your parents, say you do something wrong, and you don't really want to, like, you're ashamed of going to your mom, like, or your dad, like, oh, you don't want to tell them, like, oh, I messed up really bad. But, they're your parents. When you come to them, yes, they might be a little disappointed. They may be a little bit mad. But as parents, they always accept you with love, with open arms.
Home is always going to be home. And I think the safe place or the most healthy place, most part, would be always coming home.
Yeah, and I felt like that was God to me. Like He, even though I did wrong and I stumbled a lot and I did whatever I did, I always felt His presence. So that when I felt His presence, I'm like, I don't deserve it because, like, how are you so good to me? Like after I did you wrong and I looked at you and I'm like, okay, I could come to you later, But, when I always came home, it was just like He always received me the same way. So, did I answer the question?
Yes. Yes. I mean, I feel like it's going to be different for everyone because everyone have different experiences, different, experiences with people, with the church, with the ministers.
Yeah.
I feel that as long as you don't lose that connection with God, with the main reason, the main, purpose of, going to church or religion, as long as you have that connection and you keep feeding that connection back and forth, I think we're all good.
What about you? Like, how did you know, like, God, okay, you're real, or like,
Really?
talk to Him?
Well, my relationship with God, I would say, has been on and off. Honestly, on and off. And I feel like whenever I lose connection with Him, it's when He's more present in my life and He's like letting me know, like, nope, you're going the wrong way. Like, that's not it. But if you're stubborn, go ahead. He's always giving us will of making our choices. And I have 3 kids. I have 2 daughters and a son. So I reconnected back to church, to God, through my kids because they're, like I said, I'm in the Catholic religion right now, attending Catholic church, and my kids are in a religious education program for 2 years, and they're preparing themselves for confirmation, the sacrament of confirmation. So obviously, as a parent, you also have to get educated because kids are going to come up to you, or even, the kids' teachers are going to come up to you and ask you like certain questions, or, just to see where you are as a parent. And I feel like that was the first start for me to get back into, educating myself. But then I saw it like, okay, fine, I'll just assist to the classes, whatever. do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Just to get over it so the girls can do the confirmation. But I don't know, things happen in life and God is like, are you sure? Is that how you want to approach me this time? Like, come on, man. You're an adult. You're a parent now. Like, you really want to do this again with me? And I'm just like, you're right. Like, I think I have free will now and I can choose of my own, like decide for my own now. And I was just like, okay, you're right, God. Like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it the right way. Like, the right way that you've been telling me, throughout these years that I should have done it before. But obviously, it's never too late, I think. But yeah, so that's how I'm reconnecting again.
And how is it so far? I know you told me that you started reading more of the Bible.
Yes, because every time I tried to read the Bible, I thought you would start from Genesis, like a normal book you would, from beginning to end. And for some reason, I can would ever be past Genesis. And not even the whole book of Genesis. It would just be like halfway, and yeah. And then I don't want to read this. This is boring. That's what I would think. I was like, no, this is boring. But then I was like, no. If you really want to do this, the first start is the Bible, because that's what He left us. That's what There's so many teachings in here, and I started reading the Bible. I started reading Book of John. This is my third time rereading it again. Because the first time you kind of understand certain things. And then I went again the second time and I caught more of the things that I didn't get the first time. And now on my third one, I'm understanding what I highlighted the first and the second time. Because sometimes I just highlighted because it meant something to me, but I didn't quite understand what it was trying to tell me. So now the third time that I'm reading it again, I'm like, oh, I get it. Yeah, I'm like, I get you now. Like, okay, I understand what you're trying to tell me now. Like, okay, I'm understanding now. And I'm just having questions. A lot of questions.
Questions are kind of really
Yeah. What are you reading right now?
Right now, I just finished the book of Proverbs. I don't know if I told you guys last week. I don't think so. But I am reading the book of 1 Peter.
And what from Proverbs, what was it that most, like,
Proverbs
stood to you?
Well, everybody knows about the Proverbs 31. Every woman wants to be a believer. Woman wants to be a Proverbs 31 girl. Which is, like how God, sees you, that the beauty comes within, not the outside, and that we're more prettier than jewels and stones. But let me pull it up. I actually highlighted one.
Okay. So yeah, guys. 31. While she's looking at that, yeah, if you want to start reading, you can start reading. Well, I printed out this little guide. Let me show you guys. That's how I'm guiding myself because, like I said, I don't know. So I printed out this guide right here. It says how to read the Bible. I got it from Pinterest. So it's telling me to start on Book of John. First, the 4 books to start off are John, Mark, Matthew, and Luke. And it says these books teach you about Jesus and the works He has done on earth. So the second book I should be reading by now should be, Mark. So I will start that hopefully by Monday. And then our next podcast, I will tell you what stood out on that book. Back to you.
Okay, so I feel like one of the many verses that stood out to me was in Proverbs 29, verse 25. And it says, fear can be a trap, but if you trust in Yahweh, you will be safe. And I feel like it's so true because like sometimes, or all the time, we're captivated by fear. And we don't do a lot of things because, the what ifs. They're like, what if this doesn't go this way? Or what if I can't do it? Or I'm scared. Or even this, like, podcast. Like, I had created my YouTube channel for a long time, but I never did anything because I was, like, a fear. I was scared. But I feel like it is true because if you trust in the Lord, in Yahweh, He will guide you. He will keep you safe. Because in Psalms 23, I believe that it says that He is your pastor. He guides you and He keeps you like a shepherd cares for his sheep. Mm-hmm. He is a good shepherd. And if we trust Him, then, His will is better than ours. If we put our trust in Him, then we know that since He created us and He created everything that's around us, then why won't He take care of you? Why won't He guide you? Why won't He give you what's best for you? And I feel like that's something that I've been like dealing with a lot, the trusting the Lord, but I feel like in the end, everything happens for a reason. I always used to say that everything happens for a reason. Because I truly believe that. Like, I truly believe that, you encounter people or you go through stuff and, I feel like those are trials and processes that you go through, to learn, make you stronger. And it's just like, you pick what you're going to reap what you sow.
Yeah.
So.
And as humans, we tend to, like, always go for the negative. What if this goes wrong? What if, people don't approve of it? Well, instead of asking what if it goes wrong, what if it goes right? What if, this is touching people's life? What if I can, make a change, at least at one person's life? You're doing a lot to that one person. And I feel like, we have to change our mindset as well. Like, not always think negative, because we are children of God. So, and who is God? God is like amazing, perfect Father. Why cannot we be, these amazing, perfect children as well, and like have these amazing talents? And yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. I feel like sometimes, I don't know if it's like society that shields us to like only going for what it's like
the
safest route and what you can control.
Yeah.
If it's out of your control, then don't even do it. But then again,
you stop challenging yourself. You stop letting yourself grow as a person. Like, if I don't try it, how am I supposed to know if I'm good at it? Or maybe I'm not good at it, but at least I gave it a try. I figured that out on my own, that I was able to, or I was not able to do it. If I wasn't able to it, but what did I, if I do it this other way, it could come out, a positive outcome. I feel there's, like, as people, we don't lose, we just learn.
Yeah. Same as questioning, like, there's nothing wrong with questioning. A lot of people say, like, oh, you shouldn't question God. And maybe the Bible does say that you shouldn't. I have to go back in that. But then again, if you don't question, then how do you learn? And again, like, we believe in a God that we can't see.
Mm-hmm.
We can't see. I don't believe He has an image, But because it says He is spirit, God is spirit. So I can feel Him. You can feel Him. You can hear Him. You can hear Him through the Bible. You can hear Him through the whispers,
through other people.
Through dreams, through visions. So if I believe in something that I cannot see, then I need to ask Him questions, believing that He's going to answer me or show me through the Bible or through His Word, all those doubts and all those, like, mysteries that I don't yet understand.
Yeah. And I feel like God, as a father, He would want us as children to ask questions. Mm-hmm. It's like our parents. Okay, you go and ask your parent. When you were little, you go ask your parents, oh, what is this? What is that? And you as a parent, that's your responsibility. And I feel like that's God. Like, that's His responsibility to answer to us. Obviously, He's not going to answer at the moment you ask the question. There has going to be a process or time, as, we're very impatient humans, but we have to understand that He's not going to answer the minute you just ask the question. It's amazing when He does, but sometimes you have to wait. Or sometimes He does answer, but you don't like the answer.
And you try to do things your way.
Yeah. You don't like the answer, and it's, He can't give it to us. No, like, you're asking, so I'm giving you the answer. It's not my problem if you don't like it.
That is very true.
But yeah. For closing, guys, I feel like we want to share
a verse.
Reading.
So this is a verse according to what I'm reading right now in 1 Peter. It's going to be 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 17 to 18. And it says, "It is better to suffer for doing good than for doing wrong. Yes, it is better if that is what God wants. Christ Himself suffered when He died for you, and with that one death He paid for your sins. He was not guilty, but He died for people who are guilty. He did this to bring all of you to God. In His physical form He was killed, but He was made alive by the Spirit."
Oh. Can you translate? What did that mean to you?
Well, verse 17. I think that verse is self-explanatory because it is better to you doing good and people, señalándote or pointing at you or just bringing you down. But at the end of the day, you did good. You did nothing wrong. So God sees that. And the Bible says that God is a right judge. Like, he will judge accordingly. And he won't let his children look like fools. That's something that I've learned. That the deeper that you're in with God and you stand by his word and what he's telling you to do, he's not going to let anyone make a fool of you.
Wow.
Not even your family, not your friends, nobody.
And I feel like that's an issue when we start like answering the call. That we're like, oh my God, but what is my family gonna think now that I'm like reading a Bible or that I'm going to church or or I'm fasting or I'm doing all these other things. It's not, don't worry about that. Like, it's you and God. The relationship is between you and God. Like, and that's gonna make a difference. You're gonna change as a person once you do that. And people are gonna notice. And us people, sometimes we don't like change. So that's why we give the negative comments when we see someone making a change. Yeah.
And it's a change for better, honestly. Yeah. Because when Jesus was on earth in his physical form, he was doing miracles, he was doing wonders. His own people rejected him.
I was reading the book of John. I was like, oh my God. And then Mario is my husband. So I would come up to my husband and I would be like, it's like Jesus came to earth. He showed all these miracles, all these wonders, and people still did not believe. I'm like, imagine Jesus coming now and making, bringing the past to now and doing all these miracles. Like, would you believe it's him? Like, would you?
What do you say? Oh, are you asking?
Yeah, no, I asked him, and he just looked at me. He's like, oh, I have never, thought about it that way, And I'm like, yeah, that's what it got me thinking, the book of John, when I was reading it. And I was just like, if people back then couldn't believe yet that God was on earth with us, do you think people nowadays would believe?
That's a very deep question. But like I said, it was crazy to his own people.
Yeah.
Imagine, but that's the beauty of God. He does the impossible.
Yeah.
He makes the impossible
possible. Nothing is impossible for him. Oh, I was really, guys, start with Book of John. I was really shocked when I started reading this book. I was like, wow, it got me thinking so much. And I was like, okay, I see you. Hey, but yeah. Well, I will leave with the Book of John. But John 3:12. It says, If I have told you about earthly things and you don't believe, how will you believe if I tell you about heavenly things? It's what we were just saying. It's like he was trying to teach us how to live life here on earth according to God's way, how God wants us to live here on earth. So imagine people were so confused and so mad and angry about the way he was teaching us to live here on earth. Imagine how we would live in heaven, or how life is in heaven, or afterlife. I don't know. That's a mystery question too. So if here on earth, if we live accordingly, it would be the beautiful place to live on earth. Imagine heaven, or the wonders that are still out there in heaven.
Yeah. I mean, it says that right now in God, in Yahweh's throne, he has millions and millions of angels praising him. Because I believe that's what it's going to be like. Yeah. The new Jerusalem, the new, the city of gold that the Bible talks about. That when Jesus comes back, he's going to bring down the city of gold. And that we're going to live in that place. And I'm pretty sure it's day and night, night and day, praise Yahweh, praise Yahweh, praise Yahweh. Because that's what we were,
Yeah.
What is it?
I think that's why he's preparing us here on earth. So when we go over there in heaven, It's a full blast party, guys.
Yeah, because that's what it is. It is. You're gonna be, all the time, like it says, day and night, praising the King.
You just got me. You just answered what I was like. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, because as we walk, again, we're not perfect.
Yeah.
We're obviously gonna fall and stuff, but at the end of the day, our goal is to praise every single day, to praise the God, and that's what we're gonna do when we actually see Him. Imagine, what are you gonna do when you stand face to face with the one that made you? Yeah. What would you say to Him?
I don't know. Oh my
God! I think I would cry.
Yeah, yeah. Just to be like, oh my God, you're gonna make me cry.
Because there's a song actually, and it's called, I don't know if maybe many of you guys would know what it is called. It's called I Can Only Imagine. The chorus or the verse, I forgot. But one of those, it says, what does it say? Surrounded by your glory, what will I would feel? Will I stand in your presence, or to my knees will I fall? Wow. Will I sing hallelujah, or I'll be able to say nothing at all?
Wow.
And I was just like, that's crazy.
That's a good question.
What would you guys say?
Yeah. We'll leave you with that. Yeah, we'll leave you with that.
What would you say when you're standing in front of your Creator?
How would you act?
How would you react? Would you act the same? Would you talk the same way that you're talking right now?
Yeah.
Would you act the same way that you're
How would you dress?
That's a good one too.
What would you wear? Oh my God. Yeah. Wow. That question, I don't know, it got me.
Goosebumps.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, okay. Because imagine, like, we get ready to go see our boyfriend, to go see our friends. You do all this, like, get ready. I think as soon as Jesus knocks on my door, I won't even be ready. Yeah. That's crazy. Well, yeah. Leave your comments below, and that was a deep question.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Remember to like and subscribe, share the video.
You can always email us at walkwithpurpose3012?
3021.
Oh, 3021@gmail.com. You can send your testimonies, your stories, anything you want to talk about, questions, opinions. This is a place where we can dialogue. Everybody's going to have a different point of view. Everyone's going to have, different opinions. But as long as we all respect each other and, just talk.
Be open to learn as well, because, again, we go by what the word says, It's all in here. Every question we have, it's all in here. And prayer and asking God, reveal, give me the heart to actually listen. Give me your mind to actually, understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, thank you guys for joining us. Again, my name is Claudia.
My name is Laura.
And thank you for joining us in Walking with Purpose.
Yes. See you guys on episode 3. Sorry. Episode 3. Bye, guys.
Bye.